welcome back to my channel. I'm Starlight Connections, but you can call me Annalisa or Lizzie for short. Today I am reacting to NCT. It has been a long minute, I realise, since I've last reacted to them. I know I've missed a lot of comebacks. So yeah, today that is who I am reacting to. Today I'm purely reacting to 127, and I know I need to react to the other NCT facets as well. There's so many and there's so much, and I really do need to do a guide because there's just so much to uncover, but I'm not in any hurry. I have a lot of time, but yeah, today that is who I am reacting to. So I am reacting to 3 music videos as always. I'm doing Gimme Gimme, Sticker, and Favorite Vampire. I'm not sure what the title of that is. Favorite is in brackets or Vampires in brackets. It's one or the other. I think you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, enough talking, enough chitter chatter. Let's get into this reaction. Oh, oh, okay. Ooh, that was really different from what I've heard from them before. It was interesting, like the arrangement of the song and the melody was not what I was expecting of them from what I've heard. It was like hard and then soft at the same time. I can't explain it. There was a lot of dynamics happening. Like there was a lot of whatever effects they were using gave the song a little bit of it made it feel a little bit unsettling. And I think because that's the point, they were talking about toxic love and but give me like it's this cycle of give me your love because you know you can't get enough of it, but you know that it's wrong, you know that it's toxic, you know that it's not the right, it's obsessive, it's not real, I guess you could say there is realness in a way, but it's not the right kind of real. Hard to explain, but yeah, it seemed very unsettling. Like there was an effect they were using that made it feel like, oh, what is my ears listening to? But then at the same time, there was this sweetness to counteract that unsettledness, and that was the point, because it was meant to make you feel like, come, you know, like it was meant to lure you in. You see what I mean? You see what I'm trying to get at? I have to admit that was probably one music video they didn't really focus on, so I'll have to rewatch that again. I was actually reading the lyrics this time more for some reason, because I feel like this is a really interesting thing to write and sing about, and whoever has suffered or been through something like this before, because you know it might start out sweet but it'll eventually won't end up being so sweet, and it'll be unsettling. It will be depending on how bad it could get. Yeah, it was very clever. That arrangement was clever. It almost sounded sort of like strings, or there was like a layer of violins in the background, just slightly playing, just very slightly. Like there was obviously other things over that and blending with that, but I swear I could hear violins, and that is what made it feel like, ooh, you know what I mean? You know? I did like some of their dance moves. What I did manage to see, some of the cool footwork they were doing. What I did see was that there was kind of a silhouette, you know, they had the lights lit from behind, kind of similar to something, say, ATs. They've done that quite a few times. They have their backs lit, like, and so like the background is slightly lit, but everything else in front seems pretty dark, and they seem dark, but you know, kind of silhouette like almost. I noticed they were using some of that from what I did manage to see, and it did look like they were in some kind of warehouse. Again, I feel like that was to create this unsettling feeling, like literally loveholic and addict, love poison, like poison, love is poison. Yeah, love is toxic love, gimme love. It's like this fine line of, I want your love, but I know that it's wrong. And it's like, you were luring me in, but and it's because I want it, but I know that it's not right. Almost more like lust over love, if I'm gonna take it there, you know, like it's this sense of feeling like it's lust that you're probably more, that it is probably more over than actual love, if you know what I mean. Really different. Wasn't really expecting that. Like, they're not really, I've never really heard them do that sort of more unsettling side. So the only other song that I can think of is that was similar was The Seventh Sense, but that was close. But that's not NCT 127. So yeah, that's another subunit. So many units that I'm still learning about, guys. Their voices sound so good.
melodrama. 너 없인 관객이 하나도 없는 그런 모노드라마. 우리 같이 둘만의 파티를 열어 오직 너와 비앞에 고정마 준비가 됐어 곧바로 전국을 봐봐. Let's go, let's go. Roll up to the party, roll up, roll up. Roll up to the party, roll up, roll up. Roll up to the party, roll up, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up, roll up. 내 옆에 놓고 붙어 있어봐. Like a sticker, sticker.
Okay. Wow, I wasn't expecting that to end so abruptly. So, I was reminded how good their vocals were. I forgot, you know, it's been a minute, it's been a while. I forgot that their vocals were that silky, smooth. Oh wow, yeah, they can sing. They can sing. Yeah, really interesting video, really interesting song. I felt like this was a continuation of Gimme Gimme. I'm sure you will let me know down below in the comment section, so please do. It felt like a continuation. Or maybe it's a completely different love. Like maybe they got out of that toxic love and now, I don't know. Interesting, like stick to me like a sticker. Like I want you by my side always. I don't know. There could be a sense of obsessiveness there still. Interesting. Honestly, their vocals. Some of those runs, oh my gosh. Interesting enough, the colors that they used in this music video kind of reminded me of Kick It a little bit. Kick It was more yellow and black. This had some sort of warmth of yellow to it. It was a burnt yellow, and there was other colors as well. But I was getting that kind of warm feeling, sort of interesting, similar color scheme to Kick It. So that was interesting. I wouldn't go as far to say that it was the same set. It wasn't, but it could have been the same, like when they were outside with the sign. That could have been maybe the same area when they were all dancing outside in that rain in Kick It, but I'm not sure. It's been a while. I'd have to re-watch it to double check. But really interesting. They used some of those backlit again, and in fact there was like actual complete silhouettes in this music video where like you just saw bodies that were completely black with the color warm sort of yellowy, burnt yellow orange sort of colors. Really interesting hairstyles in this. I really love the two rappers. I think that, yeah, the two rappers, I really like how they kind of, you know, bounce off each other. They did that in the song before, and they've always done that, actually, I've noticed, the two main rappers. I love how they bounce off each other. Maybe one other group that reminds me that does that is BTS, where, you know, like all three, RM, J-Hope and Sugar, will bounce off each other almost like they're having a conversation. I feel like not many groups actually do that. Like they rap, they have their rap lines, but I don't really feel there's many that will bounce off each other and kind of be cohesive and like have a conversation almost. It's hard to explain. I'm not trying to compare anything, but I just think that's really cool how they are very much doing it together, and it's in a joint, you know, if you know what I mean. Like they still have their own rap lines as well. So yeah, just, you know, noticing similarities and noticing certain things that I've seen and all that sort of stuff. And I think that's really cool. I like that. You know, I'm not much of, I have to admit that I'm not much of a person who enjoys rap as much, even though a lot of K-pop has rap. And I have come to appreciate rap because of K-pop, because I appreciate that what they rap about is meaningful and not crass and dirty, and you get my drift. And yeah, so I really appreciate that kind of back and forth they were having. Oh yeah, the all the ones that were singing, beautiful. I have a lot of thoughts and I hope I have gotten them all out. I feel like I have. Anyway, let's get into the next music video. Vampire, favorite vampire, whatever, you get the drift. Let's do it. They want to kill me. I'm their favorite. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Whoa. So all three will definitely be going on my playlist for sure. For sure. Oh, a little birdie just decided to land on my window. Sorry, that was a bit of a distraction. Sorry guys. All three will definitely be going on my playlist, and I'll definitely be rewatching these music videos to, it came back, to get a bit more, obviously just to keep getting information and stuff. But now that I've watched this video, favorite vampire, you're my favorite vampire, I think that's what the title is meant to be kind of alluding to. They all three definitely felt connected in some way, and I definitely think it's still a toxic love, all three, now that I have watched this one. But they are okay with it, obviously. They are very much happy to be they're happy to be broken apart, basically. They're happy to have their hearts broken, because yeah, wow. I feel like that in a sense, they're singing to you guys, like the fans, to us, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of a bit funny there, a little bit, but yeah, wow, what a really cool music video. I also wanted to mention that I noticed in the last one, but didn't mention it in Sticker, that they mentioned heaven a few times. You know, you will take me to heaven. And they mentioned it in this one in You're My Favorite Vampire. They mentioned it too. So I feel like that is also an Easter egging Highway to Heaven. Would I be right in saying that? I'm sure you'll correct me, but, and I know that most that most of the K-pop groups have concepts that are, and stories that are all basically connected in some way. So not always, but sometimes. I don't know if that is purposely done or if this was just me thinking too hard. I could be thinking too hard, looking into it a bit too deeply. It might not be that at all, it just might be simple and not as complicated as I'm trying to make it be, but that's what I thought that was really interesting. It felt like that's what they were saying. I really loved, there was a particular set where it was all these like dead trees with thorns with love hearts, or with hearts. I felt like that almost felt it. So firstly, that was because, you know, they were saying the girl was like thorns, like, you know, they had thorns. That obviously was to symbolize that. But I also thought it weirdly looked similar to how we saw that brief moment of a bug going inside one of the dude's mouths, and we literally kind of saw inside the throat into the heart. I don't know why, but that set kind of made me feel like it looked similar to that situation. Like, I don't know, in the background it seemed, I don't know if I'm explaining myself right. I really loved the set where it almost looked like they were under, what do you call those, it was cool stars. I can't think right now, but I'm sure you'll tell me. I really liked that. That was really pretty. And I noticed most of the hair and everything was the same colors from the last music video. So that's why I'm thinking that they're somewhat connected, and probably connected to Gimme Gimme. Gimme Gimme was came out quite a few months ago, whereas Sticker and Vampire only 2 months apart. But that doesn't matter. Like, you can still have an overarching story and whatever. But yeah, really interesting. Really interesting. We had like vampire bites, we saw some vampire fangs, there was a bit of blood, like what's the symbolism of blood, a little bit hearts, you know, we sort of saw like x-ray vision of the heart, sort of very interesting. And so all three felt a little different, like all three songs sounded a little different to what I'm used to. A little bit, because like they all had a slight, they were all like sweet, but there was also this sense of just a little bit something that made you feel a little bit unsettled at the same time, something that was unsettling. So I'm not really used to that. I'm used to this more quirky kind of, they've always been very cool, like they've always had cool, and but it was more, it didn't feel very unsettling, if I can, that's what I'm trying to explain, is that what I have never really felt that more dark, I wouldn't say darkness, but something that's a little bit unsettling. That's what I'm saying. And how many times can I say unsettling? Apparently a lot. Anyway, that was amazing. All three, they reminded me of how good singers they are. That I was reminded, I forgot apparently. And that's another thing, oh my gosh, and in Vampire, the harmonies. I don't think I've really heard them do harmonize, I don't think I've heard them harmonize in their songs before. I don't think I have. If I have, I didn't hear it very well because I heard it in this most recent one. I know that there was some harmonizations in some of their other subunit songs that I have reacted to, but I don't think I've heard it in NCT 127 is what I'm trying to say. And so I'm so glad I heard it, because they blended so beautifully. Oh my gosh, I loved it. like that was probably a bit of a standout for me out of the three in a way. You know how much I love my harmonies, but I mean all three had amazing vocals either way when they all sang separately. Oh, okay, I feel a little bit puffed, guys, so apologies for that, but that was a lot to pick apart, and I'm sure that I haven't picked apart part of it enough, but that's where I'm going to end it today. Thank you all so much for watching my reaction. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. And if this is your first time here being on my channel, I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. It is totally up to you. And if you didn't know, and if you're new here and you didn't know, I also have a Patreon. It's just $3 to subscribe. I post album reactions there. If you want to see my reactions earlier than I post on YouTube, I post them there. I will also am thinking of reacting to K-drama that I probably will post on Patreon. And any reactions that just get outright blocked on YouTube, they will be going there. So yeah, I think that's enough. Thank you all again, and I'll see you in the next reaction. Bye!